let's talk about Rey. So Rey gets a lot of flack starting with this movie. That she's perfect, she can do everything, da da da. Right now, Rey isn't perfect. She's not, but she is extremely naturally gifted. So she's already able to do certain things, right? Talk to droids, things like that. She's able to take care of herself physically, right? With her being a scavenger and potentially being attacked at any point, things like that. With her staff and all that. And she has knowledge of ships and spacecraft and things like that. But also, whenever she starts to do something new, something for the first time, she seems to be naturally able to do those things too. You have her getting into the Millennium Falcon. She does say that she has flown some ships before, but she's never gone off planet. But when she first gets into it and she's flying it, she's running into things, she's hitting the sand, and then within a little bit, she's able to fly it proficiently and do a maneuver that is insanely awesome, right? Like somebody who's been flying forever would pull something off like that, like Poe Dameron or somebody. You got the blaster that she gets from Han Solo. He gives it to her. She's like, "Yeah, point and shoot," right? She clearly isn't all that familiar with it, and she's fumbling around with the safety when she gets attacked and she has to use it. And she misses the first shot and then gets every one of them after that. It's like, okay, like this is you, you're showing her, yeah, I guess struggling for a little bit, but there's not enough of a growth there, right? So then it just kind of makes her growth boring. Added on to that, whenever she does make a mistake letting the Rathars loose, it turns out to be advantageous, and it's actually able to help them get away from the people that are trying to kill them. So it's too much, and it makes the character kind of boring. Even though I like her personality and things like that, and her I actually do like the bond that's forming between Han Solo and her, but it's just like it does feel forced when she like fixes the Millennium Falcon, and he's like, "Oh wow, look at that."
This is a Millennium Falcon. You're Han Solo.
I used to be. What'd you do?
I bypassed the compressor.
Huh.
It definitely feels forced when Han Solo dies and she comes back and she comes off the Millennium Falcon and there's no words, right? And she just goes up to Leia and they just embrace each other. They hug. Leia doesn't even know who she is. She's never seen her before. They're strangers. Why are they embracing each other like this? Why? Because she's the protagonist of the new Star Wars trilogy. That's why. The person she actually has not only a bond with just between those two, but a shared bond with Han Solo, Chewbacca, that would make sense for him to comfort her, right? That would be the obvious choice, or at least be involved in that. It's nonsense, and it makes this character feel forced. Makes this character not really feel like an actual character. Like she's just kind of we need a new protagonist, and this is just who we have. And the fans are gonna go crazy for these certain moments, like the mind trick and things like that. So let's just do it. With her defeating Kylo Ren, obviously he was injured and he was going through a lot internally, and she was awakening the Force at that time. I'm okay with her defeating him, just I guess in a vacuum. But when it comes to the overall trilogy, narratively, I don't think it's a good idea to have her defeat him because he's still an antagonist. He's still going to be, a villain going forward. They're going to fight again. So to have her beat him, even if the circumstances make sense, it's not a good idea because you still want him to feel like a threat. And it kind of takes away from him as a threat if we've already seen him get beaten. So, it just doesn't work. She should have gotten better over the fight and been doing better against him, and he's noticing it. And then as the planet's exploding, they get separated, which still happens. That should have been the thing. And then it's just like, okay, there'll be a rematch at some point. That should have been it. Instead of actually having her defeat him in the first movie. It's not good.